What's up, Dragon Ball player? We're here yet again with another deck profile from a guy we haven't seen in a long time on the channel. What's up, Eric?
What's up, guys? Sorry, I've been gone a long time. I had a little girl, and so had to take a few months off, but now I'm back, and hopefully I could be bringing you guys a lot more deck profiles and stuff from our locals, and hopefully events in the future whenever they start up next year.
So, what did you bring for us after your hiatus?
I brought this toxic ass leader, Cooler Mill. I don't even think I want to explain what it does, but basically, you neg your opponent's battle cards, and you draw, and they mill, and you either win or lose. That's really what happens. No, but in all serious, I think the deck is really good. I think it has its trouble matchups with like Cell Surge and things like that for hand control. There's certain things in the side deck which we won't get into today because it's really local based and stuff like that. That help mitigate that, but mostly, I think it's a competitive leader. We're playing pre-eroded here today, so against Higher Dragon, I think this is a pretty good deck and most things in the meta at the moment, other than Cell Surge and stuff like that. But whenever you attack, it only draws when it attacks leader on the front. You only draw on the back whenever a card negs on one of the battle cards on your opponent's turn. And then anytime that you neg one of the battle cards, they mill a card. It awakens at 4 life, and it untap 1, draw 1. On the back is extremely better, but people don't want you to awaken, so you play cards for that. When it attacks, you can draw 1, and then it does basically the same thing on the front, where with its draw and mill, except for you can draw on. Hold on, let me read it. Yeah. You can draw anytime with this. So, this is based off of Legends. Me and him have been talking a lot about the deck and about the list and stuff, and we've been trying new things. But this is what I've come up with, and so far it's worked out tremendous. So yeah, let's start out with my battle cards. Play 3 1-drop freezes. I've seen the deck play without them because I was wondering, I do that from time to time, especially when I'm waiting on cards to come in. I don't like to proxy all that much, so I see how decks are with or without it. Without this card, this deck is like 10 times worse. You don't play it at 4 now because you play the Gohans, but this card's amazing. It replaces itself whenever you play it. You draw a card, and then it's activate battle. If people are not trying to play battle cards or attack you, they're just passing, you're just building up energy. So every time you swing with your leader, you can just neg their leader down. So they're just going to either have to take it, or basically you're playing hand control at that point, and the card's amazing.
It's the slow burn for me.
It's a slow burn, baby. And you don't mind taking your turn. Like, I found anytime that I've lost with this deck, realistically, other than just bad matchups and stuff, but I've tested a lot and I've played different ways. It's mostly whenever you have to aggressively on your turn, shotgun and go, you feel like in every other deck, you have to go for it. Anytime I've done that, I've lost. So I'll just try to play very patient today. So yeah. This card doesn't matter, but it's your check land in the deck. Turn 1, you want to see a multicolored energy. Probably the best one is the Boo, Majin Buu, or the Triple Strike Cooler, because you play more or have another copy. There's only been one time I've ever played this card, and it's just not worth it. Just don't play it. But you just play it as your check land. What's really good is that. I was just mentioning Boo. This is my favorite turn 1 charge. And it's for your rival package. This is the best card to do pre-awaken. So if you're at 4 on their turn, you want to play this one first. So you draw, minus draw, awaken, draw, and then you can arrival into another card of your cooler or your big cooler to be able to draw again. So that gives your hand advantage, a good control on the game depending on the situation that you're in. I never really wanted to do these too early. The only one that I really like to play too early is this one, because, or in a combination of both of these, like I've had to do on turn 2 today, because turn 1, we'll get into the combo, but as you've seen in Legends list, dropped that with Frieza, and then played this to draw, and then played this and then bounced this back to my hand, just so I had a little bit more board control and like just start the engine going.
You don't mind showing the people that the new cooler that you had at the top?
Oh yeah. Well, let me get these out of the way real quick. By the way, these if you don't know, for this takes a blue, but this takes a red. Double strike 20k when it hits. They mill a card, and then it hits up to 2 cards, ignoring barrier for minus 10k. So it mills them 3 essentially, and you get to draw a card, which is awesome. And then this is the best one of the deck. This is the only one I like to play on my turn. Really, this card is actually insane. I've seen people try to play it at 3. I strongly disagree with 4 because you never really you don't want to see it that much.
It's too clunky.
Like I said, I want to charge Boo or this first, because generally you only resolve 1. I was like in our last round today against Jameer playing Icarus. I resolved 2 of them, but at the end of the turn I just bounced them both back because I was just trying to progress board state. This card's awesome. It arrivals for 3, which is why you don't want to see multiples, because it's hard, or a dead card in your hand if you don't have that much energy, or it forces you to use a lot of your resources. Past your draw turn, unless your opponent's like really passing or they leave your Unison alone, it's really hard to accumulate like cards in your hand to draw and stuff. But I digress. So what it does is whenever it comes onto the board, it mills your opponent a card, and then you choose a card not ignoring barrier, so it cannot hit barrier cards. This card would be super fucking stupid if that was the case. But it negs 25 a card, so they mill 2 basically when this is played. But the reason this is so good is because whenever you swing with it, it does the same thing. They mill a card and then it hits another card. But the most broken part about this card, I believe, is while you play it on your turn. So you start getting the kill turn going, or mill going, or board clear, whatever you want to do with it, and then or Unison clear. At the end of your turn, you can bounce them back to your hand and untap a red or blue energy. So your multicolors, your mono reds, whatever you want to do. It's really just based off of what you have in your hand. And next is the U7 package. So
Are you fucking serious?
you play.
What?
Yeah, I'm not like this. You play 4 Gohans, and this is the reason that you only play 3 of the Friezas, because you really want to see this one first. This grabs your Frieza, which your super combos, or your Rival Seeker, which I should show you right here.
Wow.
So it has all of these targets.
And also the Gohan can pick up the Unison.
Yeah, it can also pick up the Unison, but I want to talk about that separately.
Gotcha.
This card. Oh, here, let me do it like this. So this it can grab any of these cards, which is super great, or it can grab your Piccolo Unison that we play. The reason this card's actually really good in this deck, I've always questioned it because you either have to do it too early, or it never seems like a great time because you neg a card from your deck, so it just feels weird. But whenever you're able to send that multicolor to get these online, so now you have 8 super combos. That was so relevant all day to play Rival Seeker. I don't think I can actually play the deck without this now. Like, I've tried so many different versions of it because I also love Launch, so I played the red-blue package for a long time, and this is just absolutely insane. If you don't know what Rival Seeker does, you never play this. You only use it for a permanent, to where like if you have a extra card, multicolor card with red or blue, it can combo for free. So it's just it's kind of like your lightning fast hit, I guess you could say, where it combos for free.
It's a pseudo super combo.
Yeah, it's a pseudo super combo. Then I shouldn't need to explain Darius. You need to untap a multicolored energy. But yeah, let's get into the next part. Self-explanatory. 4B.
Get out of here, man.
I don't like to use these cards very early. I found myself using them mostly around turns 3 or 4, depending on like whether I needed to be aggressive on my turn and then have my Beeruses and stuff. Only time I found myself most of the times that I use Bean is after I've done this and I have Rival Seeker for free. I use Rival Seeker for my turn to play aggressively if I need to, or aggressive mill. And I use Beerus for defense. But I usually only Bean whenever I have Rival Seeker or Beerus. So, let's go into the. I don't know why it's like this. The 2 cards you grab are Frieza. Is Instinctive Reprisal. I actually like to use this card, so I generally only want to send one and then use the other. It's actually saved me a couple times today, where I believe I won game 1 against Icarus because I did this. Negated the attack at -2 because he didn't have that many cards in the deck. But I mean, I think the card is just great, and then it provides you multicolors to be able to start untapping and go to your rival stuff. I play it. Oh, that's a spice. That's a spice. So you play. I only play 3 Piccolo. I play 3 Piccolo because I play 5 Unison in the deck. With Zamasu, I feel like it's.
Shout out to Bandai.
Shout out to Bandai. But I feel like it's weird because this deck doesn't absolutely need it, so I can't really speak on that. But there's decks that need it. I'm not going to talk about the whole Zamasu thing. But generally, you play around Zamasu with this card. And I did every time I played it. It always hit. Draws you a card. The counter is here and there. It's not as relevant without, blue being as strong as it was, I guess. Or stuff like that.
I mean, the counter's still relevant. You get those bodies on the board.
So many people hate that play the deck don't like Yamcha. Every time it's been in my hand, it's been relevant, and it's actually saved me in multiple games today. Whether it was just be able to play it to mill them for me to draw a card and then have an extra body to either. I never swung with it. Oh no, I swung with it once, or just to have that extra super combo because it replaced itself because of my leader. It was just really good. I don't actually think I'd take it out, but I damn sure wouldn't play 3. And then my other Unison that I play, I did put 1 Jiren back in the deck. It's a little spicy. There's so many people play Bean nowadays in every kind of deck that wants to play it. You have a lot of 15Ks if you don't, or things that are under 20 or exactly 20. So there's a lot of times in testing where I'd have Piccolo and a few things and I can't attack or progress game state because they want to Bean and feel safe. And if you don't have this, you just pass under it because they just wasted a card from their hand. It's whatever. But I thought that this was really good if you could play around Zamasu. To still play it at 1, it was fine today. It didn't feel bad when I played it. That's that package. We'll go over extra cards and we'll go over the secret rare. So extra cards. I play 3 testing opposition.
Not the ops.
This is without a doubt the only reason that I won against Rashad today.
We'll talk about those matchups in a minute.
Yeah. This card was absolutely insane. It's exactly, people want to attack your Unison whenever you're at 4 life, and then you just take it, and then now you have a play, and now they feel like they have to pass.
Or especially like you were saying in a minute ago, how people don't want you to awaken, so you'll be at 5 life a lot. A lot of these Battle Evolution negates make it for that way you can be at 4, so you can awaken yourself.
Exactly, and it replaces itself by taking the card from your hand.
Makes the blocker body.
Exactly. I noticed that a lot of people want to play very passive if they're drawing and trying to find and play around your cards and stuff. So this card can, a lot of times you're holding it. I don't feel bad to charge 1, but I always try to keep at least 2 live in the game because I feel like I've had to use 2 in almost every match, in every game that I'm in, which is kind of weird, but whatever. People don't I love this card. This card is insane.
How often did you play it?
I've played it twice today, and it was for game. Whenever I played again, but. Well, not for game. It was for to apply pressure to get cards out of their hand. So they had to try to gain cards to their hand to try to kill me, which led me to milling them out. Because basically I only do it triple strike becomes a 40K and their leader becomes a 5K or something. So it's just a really good tool. It's also like the most you can combo for defensively, because there's not a pay 1 plus 20k in the game that also minuses 10k, because there's times where I played it defensively for battle cards to not die. And this card was just really, really good. I don't think I'd remove this. Last 2 cards on the deck is this card came in clutch so many times.
I ain't seen that boy in a minute. What's up, Denial of Hope?
Yeah, there's a lot of things with like arrival packages. If you're playing against like the Mirror, it hits Bojack. Pre-Rata, it like Big Monkey, which is Bardock Monkey.
Explain why only 1 hope.
Just room. I kept it at 50. This is actually one of the first times I've ever played a 50 card deck. I don't know, man. It's just I always want to put so much shit into the deck, but it's just I do have one in the side. Like I keep one in my side. I will tell you guys that I do keep one in my side.
All right, I feel better now. There's
it's not
2.
just the one.
Not just the last hope of the Jedi.
Yeah, and like this is one of the only reasons that the deck's like playable, because it has this has a secret rare.
Oh boy.
This card's insane. I don't win a lot of my games with it. I've won 1 game with it today. I actually only played it 1 time today. There's a lot of times where people just like want to slam this down turn 5. I rarely do that because every time in testing that I've played it on just turn 5, unless I can mill them out or for sure swing, like I died.
Dang.
Like it is what it is. Like this is for kill turns or massive board wipes, or if you need to try to like survive, like clear board or something like that.
Tell people about that -4 ability.
Okay, yeah. So if you don't know what this card does, this card's stupid. When it's played, you choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barry, and give them -25. So then they mill for every one of those cards. It basically is the effect of the max power Frieza when it swings, but it just does it.
100% overdrive.
Yeah, that card's dumb too. Its +1 is whenever your opponent swings. You can +1 this and a battle card gets -25k. So
it pretty much can get rid of real big threats.
Yeah, its plus is Jiren minus, and just being able to have like Jiren and like into this is very strong. Like I said, you just have to play Ranzamasu. This automatically plays Ranzamasu, but yeah.
Well, not as thank you Bandai once again. We ain't gonna worry about that.
You ain't gonna worry about it. But it's -4. This card goes up to 40k, and it gains triple strike till the end of the turn. And at the end of the turn, switch it to active mode. So it becomes, it has dual attack and it's a blocker. So it becomes 40k triple, 40k triple, and then at the end of the turn it stands for be a 25k blocker that minuses something 25k. So it's automatically at 2. Card's insanely strong, and it really is just kind of like the cherry on top of the deck. But overall, like the deck was awesome. It's very toxic.
Toxic for some, but fun for others.
Well, it's fun for you. It's generally not fun for anybody else.
I don't think General Mill is ever fun for people.
No, it really ain't.
Is there anything else you want to do moving forward with the deck when we get to like set 15 and all?
With this?
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's in a weird place. So if green takes off, like the deck just becomes not terrible, but it just becomes a lot less playable. Soul Surge, while most things a trap, and it kind of is to play it, it just kind of shits on you because like your hand is so needed. Like every piece in your hand is like needed. And it's like because like you have to combo with it to start arrivaling stuff, and if you're not getting any type of value off of those cards, there's not many in your deck except for like your Gohans and stuff like that that you can pitch. So it forces you to play like Draw Apes or some other spice that we've been working on like in the side to really deal with that. We feel like me and Rashad were talking about this. Like Gotenks feel strong in the meta, coming back.
Pick up that Gotenks super combo.
Yeah. But no, if green comes back strong, it's going to be very hard for the deck to be at top tables. But I feel like if red comes back, it's going to be like Red Broly or something stupid. and it still gets rough because it still hits your hand. Anything that hits your hand is really tough for the deck. So I'd say it's in an okay place. Maybe 1.5, like high tier 2. But a lot of the decks that are tier 2, or tier 1, going forward, there's a lot of colors and there's a lot of decks that just kind of shit on it.
So pretty much, you just want to have some fun one weekend or whatever day y'all have locals. Just
just to go ahead and sling it together and just go have some fun. Because, like, you're going to draw cards.
They're going to draw a card, all right.
Yeah, I mean, Rashad was my favorite game today because he was playing Bojack. He was trying it out. That's his favorite deck. And just the interactions, like rivaling cards and playing cards from energy, it was a really fun time. For me, at least. Because he hated it, apparently.
So I'm taking that you went undefeated today.
I did. I went 3-0. I went 6-1. I lost game 2 to Bojack. Like, that deck is really insane when it wants to be. But yeah, also just Rashad's like amazing. I only won game 1 because I had a board and I had 3 life. He swung with leader. I was like, my life needs to, because I only had Go Hanks in my hand. I said it has to be testing opposition or I die. It was testing opposition, so when he swung with Boo double strike, I was able to negate it, pass, and then play Go Hanks.
Make it op. And when you mentioned Bojack, we're talking about the set 13 Bojack leader.
Set 13. So, like, realistically, I should have been 2-1. But it's sometimes you need luck. Especially with this deck, because it feels like there's so many things that have to go right, and you have to play certain ways around everything. So, like, I would say, like, if you're a newer player, do not play Cooler Mill. I feel like
it got to eat them in like a skill gap kind of.
There's a skill gap for sure to play it correctly, because there's, like, I didn't know what Bojack stuff did, and so I played my first 2 guys, arrived in, and then he played his guys, and then I went to the bottom of the deck, and I was like, oh.
Ain't gonna see these bitches again.
Well, I was like, I'm not gonna do that again.
Feels bad.
Right, and it's just if you're able to adapt, it's a fun deck. No matter what, it's a fun deck for me. Just know that it's not fun for everybody.
We got any special shout outs? What we want to do?
Oh yeah, shout outs to Eternity's Portal, local down here in Bainbridge, Georgia. We have great prize support. Ben and I came out with good prize support. But no, we do a great job at distributing. But no, other than that, and my team, bad beats. But other than that, peace.